If you're pricing your wedding cakes this way, you are leaving money on the table, and I'm going to tell you why. Pricing wedding cakes is one of the hardest things to do in our business, and it takes a lot of finesse. It's very nuanced, and you can easily price yourself out of the market, or you can undercharge so much that you find yourself burnt out in no time. So today I'm going to go over the 3 biggest mistakes I see wedding cake makers make. Hi, I'm Jennifer Williamson, and I help wedding cake designers run successful, profitable, enjoyable wedding cake businesses using aligned strategies and marketing tools and mindset tools to step into the role of a confident business owner. So thanks for being here. Okay, the 3 biggest mistakes I see people make. I hope you're not doing this. Let's go right into it. The first one is pricing their wedding cakes by food costs. And obviously you have to know your food costs. It's a big part of business, but that's not how you price wedding cakes. That's how you price regular baking goods, but that is not how you price wedding cakes. And the reason why is because there's so much service involved. It's such a higher level of standards when it comes to wedding cakes that you have to factor that in. Okay, so like when people say, oh, you say wedding and the price doubles. Well, the reason the price doubles is because we can't be sick, we can't be late, we can't not show up, we can't do a bad job, we can't have an off day, we can barely go on vacation. I mean, there's a lot involved, and there's a lot more service involved. So for that reason, you have to compensate for that. And obviously you have to show up and you have to follow through, but you have to charge for that. And that's why weddings do cost more, and that's why wedding cakes cost more, because again, you can't be sick, you can't have a mishap, you can't have anything happen. That cake has to be there. So that's number 1. Number 2 is pricing by your overhead. Now again, of course you have to know what your overhead is. That is a big part of business, but that's not how you price your goods. And the reason why is because, okay, say you rent out a kitchen for $10,000 a month. Well, now you have to cover those costs for the mistake that you made in getting a place that was too much money. So you have to be very smart about your overhead costs and your fixed costs and all the variable costs that come into a business. And then you have to figure out how many cakes you have to make that month to cover that. So, and then you have to price accordingly. So pricing does not just go by overhead. You can't just price, your cake $10,000 because you need to cover $10,000 worth of expenses. Okay, that's number 2. The third one is the one that makes me cringe. This is pricing your wedding cakes like everyone else prices. So it drives me crazy. I'm waiting for my head to pop off every single time I see someone on the internet in a Facebook group ask, how much should I charge for this cake? Well, I don't know. Where are you located? What's inside the cake? Are you making them from scratch? Are you making them from a mix? Like, does it taste terrible? Did you make it 2 weeks ago? Like, is it, you can't just charge by what other people are charging. Now, that being said, you do have to know what your competitors are charging. That is definitely a factor in what you're charging. And you also have to know what your market can bear, but you just can't go pricing, by what everyone else is doing. And please don't ask people on the internet. Please don't do that. Like, these people, you don't know if they're successful or not. You know what I mean? So you can look for advice, but look for advice in your own area. Look for advice in your own market, but do your own market research. You can't just go out and ask Facebook what you should charge for your wedding cake. Okay, so those are the 3 biggest mistakes I see people make. And inside of my program, I do have a whole system on how to price your wedding cakes for success, so that you're not only making a profit, you're not getting burnt out, you're enjoying what you're doing. So if you would like more information on that, check out the Wedding Cake Business Academy, which is coming out soon in August 2025, and the wait list is open for that. So if you want to be on the wait list, you get special insider information on when it's coming. I'm offering special free one-on-one calls to people who sign up early. So if you want to be on that list, I'm going to put it in the description. So thanks for being here, and I will see you next time.